good old lavender plastic bag to commemorate the farewell of Toys R Us.
It's so pretty.
It is very beautiful.
It's so pretty.
They took a clear bag and just put the Toys R Us on it. So, and Clear's is going out of business too. So maybe we'll get some like
more deals.
Exactly, some Jeffrey bags in Clear's. So yeah. Very adorable. Well, my last purchase at Toys R Us will be Roger Morris, we showed before.
He actually got it.
Actually got it.
And I thought about getting a toy, but I'm probably one of the reasons why they're going out of business anyway.
Exactly. Problem is, I think they made toys for adults that don't want toys anymore, and kids who don't care about toys. So I think
who would rather play Halo.
Exactly. So, in all seriousness, I think that perhaps vendors put them in that position. Maybe like Disney played a factor in that, where it's they've been making them buy a bunch of product that doesn't move, and because what we saw there is like there's probably stuff that's been there for a long time, and there's a lot of
really old shit there. Like I don't know if it's new toys based on old shit, but there's a lot of old shit.
It's a lot of redundancy there. It's so overpriced. They haven't they haven't been able to move it, and I think that that contributed to some of their downfall.
I think I've read stories about Disney kind of they're saying how well their toys are selling, but it's mostly because they're forcing the hand of retailers to purchase in mass amounts of useless toys they can't sell. I honestly thought there was going to be a lot more Star Wars toys there that didn't sell. I was surprised that it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But I think it's companies like Disney and shit that are forcing the hand of these corporations that are really that just kind of drag them under.
Yeah.
And also, I was telling John, that the retail space, dude, these stores are fucking huge.
I feel the future, if they were to, going forward, revamp the Star Wars, the Star Wars brand, or maybe come up with some new ideas for a toy store, it's gonna have to be something a little bit more on a smaller scale. Perhaps go back to maybe like the KB toy concept, where it was perhaps
a little mall store,
well, mind you, I also went out of business, so what do I know?
Yeah, no shit.
But you know what I mean? Maybe that's where it's heading. You know what I mean? Going forward, they obviously don't require to have the amount of space that they do anymore.
It's just the square footage in there is ridiculous, and like the amount of space that's just wasted, and the amount of, I can only imagine what they pay in electricity for that place. I know it's like a fucking nerdy thing to point out, but it's the truth, man. Like you really. Once you factor in the cost of rent and electricity and all that shit, these stores must be really expensive.
You know what's interesting though? Like mentioning that, it's like you would think that almost like 15 years ago that was something that would never occur to one of these stores. You know what I mean? Before
being such a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like these stores would make money and they would still have the same amount of space, but unfortunately.
Well, because where else are you going to go?
Yeah, exactly.
Now you can go anywhere online and just order some shit.
So. I mean, a lot of things contributed to the downfall of Toys R Us.
Well, like you even said it. You were like, "Oh, what's his name? The Rick and Morty character."
Scary Terry.
He's like, you should get the Scary Terry before they sell out, and you can never get it again until you go to eBay or Amazon. And it's true. It's like I think the convenience and the laziness that is online purchasing really had an impact on this company, and I like walking around Toys R Us, but that's part of the problem, is I like walking around Toys R Us and looking at the shit, but I don't really like buying too much of the shit. So, I don't know. Maybe it should be what are the government deems it what is it, like a cultural reference or something?
Oh yeah, it becomes the cultural relevance it has. It becomes
so that they have to
exactly.
They have to keep it open, and then we can just walk around toy stores with like 20-year-old toys.
That and Mount Rushmore,
right? Which was really rainy when we went to see it.
Exactly.
Not very thrilling, and we drove fucking 300 miles out of our way.
But it was pretty cool. So
it was cool.
But just to kind of close the book on Toys R Us. I mean, we grew up on, we're children of the 80s, you know what I mean? And it was great to actually have a store that catered to what we were into, you know what I mean? To just walk in there and, the whole idea of capturing the wonder and the ability of these fun toys was really something cool to grow up in, and it's, I guess, it will be a little, somewhat of a loss for like a younger generation that's coming up now. Like they probably won't have that store to go into, and and kind of have that experience.
Yeah,
but things change. They'll have another experience.
Right, exactly.
Then
now they have the App Store experience.
Exactly.
So it's I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I like walking around the place. As I walked around, though, I kind of lost the sadness of this company going away and not being able to just go to a Toys R Us to walk around, because the toys are shit. They're like cheap plastic garbage. Like there's not really anything.
The detail to toy. The detail, or even like the articulation, almost like the fun factor of toys actually seems to have dwindled. It has dropped. You know what I mean? The quality of the toy has, I think lessened. I mean, I have my nephew and he got a lot of those Marvel toys, and I've showed you, like, they kind of like these plastic stoic figures. They only have like 4 points of articulation and that much. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really seem like such a fun toy. There's some decent detail on some of them, but for the most part, it's like very plain stoic figure,
and they're like flat. The painting is flat.
Yeah.
Like I think there was a peak with McFarlane Toys where he really took toy making to like a real, I don't know how do you want to call it, like it was an artisanship.
McFarlane kind of like was it was the apex of the collector era. You know what I mean?
But that's 90s. Also what I think fucking killed the toys in general is I think this whole collecting bullshit. I don't know, man. You can't collect something that's mass produced. Like if there's 50 million units of a thing,
yeah, it's not
as a collector. It's not gonna have value. Yeah, I'm not saying make less. Jesus, this guy drunk. Look at how he parked. Fucking hell. Sorry, sidetracked.
I'm gonna get those real hero toys.
I don't know. Yeah, somebody's in a real rush to get to Toys R Us before they go out of business forever. He parked his car in between two parking. It's not a fancy car either. Some shitty truck.
I know. He really wants that lightsaber.
Jesus. Oh, whatever.
Anyways. He's going to get the last rose, Tico.
He's going to get that. There was only one. I can't believe there was only one. I thought there was going to be like shelves of that shit. I had jokes for it. And there was one fucking
As I said earlier, figure. Full Tico Rose once, shame on you. And full Tico Rose twice, shame on her. Or something. I don't know. She prevailed this time. For all the shit that you talked about her in the last Jedi, how useless she was. Guess what? In East Naples, they appreciate the Rose Tico.
Just gonna let him go.
Oh, that's it. That's all I have to say.
You're done?
I'm done. I'm done with Rose Tico. I mean, it's...
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's sad. It's sad that, they're going out of business because it's a cool place to walk around and look at, toys when they're cool. But it just seems like, I don't know if toy makers are getting lazy or they just don't give a shit anymore or they don't have any actual good product to put out. But there was not a whole lot that inspired any kind of purchase. The one figure from Rick and Morty is the only thing that really called my attention. Even then, I didn't get it. The video game section... I kind of feel like maybe they should have expanded the video game section to a bigger part of the store because that's really where the sales are. But then again, you can buy them online, so I don't know how much physical copies move. So, anyways, this is John and Jazz streaming from... Let's see if I can...
The most magical place on earth.
I can't see it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how magical it is.
Toys R Us. So magical, I can't even film it. Except 30 live streams. There you go.
Toys R Us forever. There you go.
That says Babies R Us.
Oh. All right, there we go.
See, we can't even do that right.
Exactly.
There you go. Toys R Us, where a kid cannot be a kid anymore because it's closed. Yeah. Peace.
Bye. That was awesome.